Good evening, everybody. Indulge me for a second while I explain my shirt. Someone was giving me shit earlier about not wearing a tie. I said, I wear a tie every year. But I think I'm off the hook tonight, because if you look at this shirt, I'm actually wearing the woman I'm honoring tonight. That is Shirley MacLaine. And that's Dean Martin, and that's Frank Sinatra. This is a one-of-a-kind, made-in-Austin shirt based on her 1958 masterpiece, Some Came Running. So, and this is the only shirt in existence. So, it is such an honor, for me to be introducing our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Shirley MacLaine. Yeah, and it's kind of a twofer this evening. She'll also be accepting the Star of Texas award on behalf of Terms of Endearment. One of the, as Stephen just said, one of the greatest Texas films of all time. And like he said, not so much in the Rio Bravo Western sense, but in the Houston River Oaks sense, Just as valid, just as beautiful. A Texas film, as we all know, can be anything. So Shirley, of course, won, like you said, Oscar for that, her role in that film. And you're going to get to see a clip of that in the reel here in a minute or two. But first, let me be clear. Shirley, we consider you a Texan. Your embodiment of Larry McMurtry's Aurora Greenway, in terms of endearment, alone gets you that. But you and Aurora, you follow that up more than a decade later with the sequel, The Evening Star. And I'm, of course, very proud to have worked with you on our very East Texas movie, Bernie. So thank you. But that's 3 Texas movies. You're an honorary Texan. But what I really want to talk about, one thing that is clear when you think of Shirley's, contribution to the history of film is quite simply, there is nobody, and I mean nobody, who's had a career like Shirley. I mean, she is in a class of her own. It includes, It includes, of course, this endless list of great movies. Like, who has been in as many good movies as Shirley MacLaine? Not many people. And the clip we're going to show you, the clip reel here soon, could have been like an hour long, but it won't be that long. And just think of the top directors she's worked with in her career. There's Alfred Hitchcock, Vincent Minnelli, Frank Tashlin, William Wyler, Bob Fosse, Don Siegel, John Schlesinger, Herb Ross, Hal Ashby, James L. Brooks, and Mike Nichols, to name just a handful. And, many years ago. And who's delivered such high-caliber performances so consistently and for so long? Seriously, name one other actor anywhere on this planet who was doing the kind of work Shirley was in the 50s. She made her debut as a young lady of 21 in 1955, Hitchcock's Trouble with Harry. And so who was working then in the 50s who is still at it today at that level? We're talking important, vibrant performances in every decade since. That's like 7 decades. And the kicker, the real thing I want to point out, because I know it for a fact, is that, guess what? Shirley's not going anywhere. This isn't some victory lap she's on. Trust me. Her latest movie, The Last Word, just opened last Friday. It's got a couple more coming out, I think. And let's not forget, the longevity of her career is in an industry that is, to put it nicely, no stranger to sexism and ageism. So imagine how talented, professional, and strong we're talking here. And like I said, Shirley's sticking around. She even told me once, Rick, when I'm gone, I'm still going to be with you. That I believe. Think of the roles she's played. There is a commonality. Even her most vulnerable characters, like the ones in, The Apartment, Some Came Running, Sweet Charity, who are kind of getting beaten up by life, they still have this indomitable nature that makes them so damn interesting. There's this fighting spirit underneath it all. And then, of course, there's this long list of characters that Shirley's played that don't take any shit whatsoever. One such character was Marjorie Nugent, Shirley's character in our movie Bernie. I remember Shirley was just briefly a little jealous that Jack Black, got to meet the real Bernie. We went off and visited him in prison, but she couldn't meet the real Miss Nugent because she obviously wasn't around anymore. But no bother. Shirley soon let it be known that she was having long dialogues with Miss Nugent late at night. See? Problem solved. Space, time, mortality, nothing stops Shirley MacLaine. And I mean nothing. I guarantee you she will find a way. And did I mention Shirley sold like over 20 million books? She's always got a new book she's writing and a book coming out, and she started as a dancer. And there is so much to this woman, but this is the Film Awards. So let's now take a look at just a little bit of the work of this amazing, timeless artist, the indomitable Shirley MacLaine.
In front of all those people,
did not lift
including
my
that guy
skirt.
Michael.
It twirled up. You only remember the bad stuff, don't you? What about the big band that I got to play at that party? Do you remember that? No. You only remember that my skirt accidentally twirled up.
And you weren't wearing any underwear.
Well.
The chimpanzees in the zoo.
Well, there's other kinds of jobs.
Some
This
courageous
isn't just a job, it's a profession.
Let's do it. Let's fall in love.
I'm sure giraffes on the slide do it, even eagles as they fly do it. Let's do it.
Let's fall in love.
I'm sorry you don't like what I wrote, but that was just me writing about your life.
My life is not over yet.
You look terrific. You've hardly changed at all.
I'm not as sweet as I used to be.
Look, Jeff, we had 2 wonderful months this summer, but that was it. Happens all the time. Wife and kids go away to the country, and the boss has a fling with the secretary, or the manicurist, or the elevator girl. Come September, the picnic's over. Goodbye. The kids go back to school. The boss goes back to the wife. And the girl? They don't make these shrimp like they used to.
Excuse me. It is after 10. Give my daughter the pain shot, please.
Mrs. Greenway, I was going to.
Oh, good. Go ahead.
In just a few minutes.
Well, please, it's after 10. It's after 10. I don't see why she has to have this pain.
Ma'am, it's not my patient.
It's time for her shot. You understand? Do something. All she has to do is hold out until 10. And it's past 10. She's in pain. My daughter is in pain. Give her the shot. You understand?
You're going to behave.
Give my daughter the shot. Thank you very much. These are businessmen. They have no knowledge of creative personalities. Actors are not treated well. And actresses are treated like, well, I hate to use the word, but shit.
Marty.
I remember when I was 15 years old, Mr. Mayor called me in for a meeting. He was sitting on the toilet. We had to conduct the whole meeting with him on the toilet. Now, you can be sure that he wouldn't have done that to John Garfield. Correct. My daughter doesn't like it when I talk.
Thank you, Bog. You know, Bog, it's a shame our listeners can't be here to see the gorgeous new devil uniforms.
It's hard to keep white clean when you're tackled.
But I love the tops, such a vibrant purple. Bog, would you call this color grape or aubergine?
You're making a fool out of yourself, Clary.
I am not.
This is football. All the people want to hear about is touchdowns and injuries. They don't give a damn about that grape shit.
Come on, just pull the damn trigger.
I don't think I can. It doesn't feel aimed right.
Look. All I want is for you to shoot that armadillo that is digging up my garden, okay? I mean, is that too much for me to ask for you to be a man for once in your life? Fine. Now I'm holding you responsible for anything getting dug up in my garden. Okay, you go out there and fix those holes yourself. Dig one you can fit in.
Did you hear what I said, Miss Kubelik? I absolutely adore you.
Shut up and deal.
Texas Film Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Shirley MacLaine. Shirley will also be accepting the Star of Texas Award for Terms of Endearment.
Like I said, it's a twofer tonight. Shirley, you get to take that one home with you, and the Star of Texas Award for Terms of Endearment will stay with our Hall of Fame. So
I'll make earrings out of these. Where is it? I'll take it now. The other one. Thank you, babe. I hesitate to do this, and you know why. Never mind. I just want to tell you how pleased, how gratified, how impressed I am to be here with you. You filmmaking, artistic geniuses. Of course, I'm glad to be anywhere now. But I learned this when I was making Bernie here. But being here for the last few days, it is so extra. I think, honestly, that you should build a wall around this city. And maybe you should finance it from those other people with the wordage, if we had a wall, we'll protect ourselves, we'll protect you from us. They're probably so stupid they'd give you the money. I cannot tell you what it is to be in such an artistic environment. No, I'm just really, I'm overwhelmed, honestly, every time I come back here. And, well, it makes me understand more readily and deeper than ever that art is probably man's attempt to preserve his imagination against time. And you guys are doing it. And you have the work together ethic to make it happen. You know, I went through the golden age, so I was part of the studio system, and yes, it was wonderful. Yes, it could get financed all the time. But some things happened to our culture where now there really is a separation of money tentpole and no money study of human nature. I am so thrilled now, at my age, to be part of the independent film world and to do what I can to make it happen. So I've decided, haven't told Richard this, but what I want to devote my life to now is to serve the quadrant that is forgotten and underserved in our life, the older people. I want to do pictures, older women, of course, but I want to do things that celebrate what there is in the wisdom and what's left with all of them. And somehow make it almost a commercial demand that people bring their families to whatever pictures I make so that they will be good, but they also will reflect what you don't see on the screen when you're elderly. That way, if the pictures that we do make money, we'll get more financing. And that's what it's all about. You know that story. So I want to thank you for reminding me that I am not going anywhere. And anyway, I would come back right away, so that's not a problem. Muchas gracias. Thank you. I'm going to get hooks and make earrings out of these, just like I said. Thank you.